Well, if there can be no arrangement, then we are at an impasse.
I'm afraid so. I can't compete with you physically, and you're no match for my brains.
You're that smart.
Let me put it this way. Have you ever heard of Plato, Aristotle, Socrates?
Yes?
Morons.
Really?
And welcome to Morons Mince Movies. I am your host, Moron San Munoz, and I'm here with my fellow morons. Ooh, Blester, please subscribe and like this video. Peñalosa the second.
Subscribe. Totally forgot about that.
And
subscribe.
Akam, the fifth fantastic man, Arturo. And today, we are going to be talking about Marvel's, we're doing a special short video on Marvel's announcement of the cast for Fantastic Four. Our friend Arturo requested this episode.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm just going to let you take over, man, because honestly,
Sam, this is not on Sam's radar.
I like Pedro Pascal. That's cool.
Yeah. He seems pretty chill.
he seems good, hot, sexy.
Yeah. I enjoy Valentine's Day.
Tell me what happened here.
Okay, so we have an upcoming film called The Fantastic Four, and it's the first time this family is under the MCU world, bridge, everything, banner. So we've had Fantastic Four films in the past. You might remember the early 2000s.
Oh, I
Chris
remember
Evans,
those.
Jessica Alba.
Yeah, those were bad.
And everybody else.
You've never seen them, Sam. I can assure you haven't seen them.
Jessica Alba, I remember.
Yeah, she was Invisible Woman.
Yeah.
And then...
You probably didn't see her much.
she was invisible.
Damn it.
And they were very much of its era, the early 2000s, pre-MCU, you know.
It was bad, man.
It was all right.
No.
They were Arturo approved.
Well,
everything is Arturo approved.
Yeah. Not everything. Zone of Interest wasn't.
No.
And then and then we had it's this era. So then and then those films happened and they came and they went. And then later on, when Fox was attempting to do more, they did a reboot of the Fantastic Four, which they originally planned on crossing over with X-Men, but that failed miserably because the Fantastic Four of 2015 was not Arturo approved.
With Whiplash Kid.
It wasn't. It was only Arturo accepted.
Wow, you accepted it.
Well, like the cast was great, but once they got their powers, the film went down.
Oh, Miles Teller's in this?
Yep. Miles Teller's Michael B.
I have
Jordan.
to be honest. I'm sorry. I haven't seen any of the Fantastic Four movies.
So allow me.
Yeah.
Allow me. Okay, Sam, to give you more weight to this. Not that Arturo wasn't doing a good job doing this, but so the Fantastic Four have obviously been one of the more famous comic book characters out there. There was the X-Men, there was Spider-Man, there was the Fantastic Four. So when X-Men started being big with the movie theaters and Spider-Man did, everyone was like, when are we going to get a Fantastic Four movie? Fuck yes. We've had an awesome Spider-Man movie. We've had an awesome X-Men movie. Now we're waiting for an awesome Fantastic Four movie. But the mere concept of the Fantastic Four family is a bit more complex. It's not something as simple as like, hey, there's mutants hiding among us. Or there's a guy that got bit by a spider. Like there's like a project that went wrong that gave them their powers, and you had to set up the characters. So it was a bit more difficult to deliver. So the first two Fantastic Four movies that came out, the ones that Arturo referenced with Chris Evans as
Human Torch
and Jessica
Human
Alba.
Torch, and they were not. They were your typical 2000s comic book movies with your storyline that could have been typed up by a seventh grader and visual effects that didn't really land. Anyway, they, like Arturo says, they came and they went. Mm-hmm. But Fox didn't want to drop that Fantastic Four franchise.
So they remade it.
So they remade it again, now with the more serious, grounded fucking feel. Like, hey, this is not your dad's Fantastic Four. This is your Gen X Fantastic Four.
Well, wouldn't that still be my dad?
I don't know what Gen X means.
And then interesting enough too, like if I may cut it real quick, because you have everything correct at this point too, but this is where we get lots of studio meddling too. Because for better or for worse, the first two films were kind of left on their own to do what they did.
Yeah.
And the very first trailer for this film looked honestly like Interstellar with superheroes.
Oh shit!
Like it felt grounded. It felt
that.
sci-fi. It felt good.
Yeah.
The cast looked great. and the studio really interfered. Josh Trank. There was a lot of drama on set, drunken behavior, from my understanding.
Yeah.
Drunken
him being a jerk to people. And
This
you
is
could
drama.
Yeah, and you could tell the reshoots because Kate Mara's wearing a wig that's
shit.
blatantly obvious.
Everything going
It
against
just-
this film went
yeah,
against this film.
up until like it had a decent start, but then
Yep.
yeah.
Came and went.
Oh, it came exactly
Came and went.
even harder. So then we got to the point where Disney bought Fox.
Yeah.
But they, instead of just, it was seemingly so they were going to do with the X-Men, kind of just bring them under the fold through multiverses. They're completely erasing the board, I guess, when it comes to the Fantastic Four, and they're doing a Fantastic Four
They're starting from
movie
scratch.
within their universe, from scratch.
They're
Okay.
basically starting. And for that movie, they have casted
The
if
four.
The producer
Yes.
pulls up. Yes, the
And
four.
we have, so this was contemplated for a long time. And we were
it was never confirmed.
It was never confirmed. Lots of rumors for years upon years, and then we saw John Krasinski appear in Multiverse of
Yes.
Madness, and everyone naturally assumed
Reed
he would
Richards.
be Reed Richards again.
Mr. Fantastic.
We're going to find out exactly why the case might be, yes or no, but now we have the official cast.
So who is who?
We have Pedro Pascal, who you may recognize from The Last of Us and
Yes.
The Mandalorian.
And we have a celebrity
he's
spotlight for
He is
him.
Mr.
He's
Fantastic.
Reed Richards. He's Mr. Fantastic,
So
and
he
his power
stretches.
is elasticity. Not only is he the smartest man in the universe, he's also
The smartest man, another smartest man in the universe.
Yeah, no,
Where does he
they-
rank between
there's
like Tony
competition.
Stark
Listen, yep.
and the
No, he's
girl
still
from
the
the
smartest.
other movie?
Welcome to all the nerds world. This is
Should
obviously
be a tier list.
Yep.
We should. Who
guys,
is the
this is an
smartest
episode.
of the smartest men?
yeah, no, there's always like
Every
it's
fucking
Dr. Doom.
superhero movie is the
And it's
smartest.
Reed Richards.
Doctor Strange.
And
used
it's,
to-
no, Doctor
No.
Strange is not the smartest.
I'd
He's
say
the most-
Kang is probably the smartest.
I
No.
don't know. I think
No.
I think it's gonna
We'll-
go. I think it's gonna go to Groot because
we'll
he's so
s-
intelligent we can't even understand him.
That's true.
Dr. Doom.
No.
So
We'll save his
So
for
okay,
the-
yeah. So
Anyway.
that's who Pedro Pascal is. And
I don't know who's playing Invisible
Hold on, real
Woman.
quick. Let me quick about Pedro real quick.
Vanessa Kirby.
So he was announced a while ago by the trades, but it wasn't announced officially by Disney or Marvel or anything. So I didn't want to believe it just in case. But I'm super fucking excited for this casting. I think it works really well.
Yeah.
We've seen Pedro play white people before, and I think he does great.
Oh shit.
So you're saying he's
done
white facing?
Yeah, he's done white face.
He's doing white face?
Beat me to it. I was gonna say that.
Okay, because that was the thing too that people were like constantly like, okay, like are they gonna try to gender swap a character? Are they gonna race swap
Yeah.
a character? And I feel like this
I
one
don't care.
goes nicely under the radar.
Yeah.
And I think it's great. Vanessa
Really?
Kirby, as
Some
we
of the-
mentioned.
In some of the
go ahead,
comic,
yeah.
I was gonna say in some of the comic book versions, some of the artists, he doesn't look like a white male.
Oh, that's true. He starts to look more.
Yeah,
ethnic.
he's recently,
especially
he's
with
been
like the
looking
more the beard and the
Yep,
grays.
yep.
Yeah, no,
That's why I
100%.
grew up my Pedro Pascal beard. You see how it's patchy?
Yeah.
On
And
purpose.
it's not fully grown. It was because
Yeah.
of this.
Very
Dude, you
nice.
can be his Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, I could.
You already wearing
Yeah.
blue.
Yeah, if you
Oh,
need, if
shit.
you need to stand and give me a copy.
If we can put number 4 on his chest right now, I don't know if Noel you
Yeah,
have the
it's too much
technology.
work. The person playing the thing, which is the Rock person.
Okay,
not
well
the
let's
Thing.
move.
The Rock
hold on,
is
hold
playing
on.
the
Let's
thing.
go back. Let's go down the wrist. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So then we have Vanessa Kirby,
Yeah.
who you may recognize
I
from
like
the Mission
her.
Impossible films, The Crown, Pieces of a Woman, and
Pieces of a Woman is
Fast
such
and
a great
Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw.
I haven't seen any of those movies, guys.
You've seen the Mission Impossibles.
Yes, I didn't know she was in those.
Oh, okay. I've heard really good things about Pieces of a Woman.
Oh, that's
I
a
really
great
wanna see
movie.
it.
She
Yeah.
got nominated for an Oscar on that
wow.
one.
Yeah, hell yeah.
What year?
As she deserves.
That was the COVID year, 2020.
Yeah, 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she did great in Hobbs and Shaw, which I don't think I've seen her in. But she's been fan casted for so many things over the years, and she's always had like a really good like humor about it.
All right.
So I
Who's next?
think she's gonna do
And-
great.
and
in
who is she
Invisible
playing?
Woman.
I'm sorry,
She's playing Invisible Woman.
Invisible Woman. Okay.
Sue Storm.
Okay.
Who
Who's
was
supposed to be sisters with Reed Richards?
no?
No,
Oh my God.
white,
They're
white sisters with
what
Human
version
Torch.
are you watching?
So Jessica
Alba's
Alba
character.
was okay. So she
Human
was
Torch.
white facing in the original movie,
Yeah.
and now they're giving
well,
it back
I mean,
to the
she's,
white
she's
woman.
She's half white. Well, she's half
Oh, okay.
French.
All
She's
right.
half Mexican, half French.
She's half French.
Jessica Alba, yes.
Jessica
Shit.
Alba? Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yes,
all
you
right.
can.
All right. Go on to the next person.
So if
next
anything,
person.
Chris Evans was supposed to be half Hispanic.
Oh, shit,
Oh, really?
That's right.
No, no.
They're brother and sister.
Because they were brother and sister.
Interesting.
Okay. And now we have Eben Makbarak. I totally
Who
butchered his
is
name.
that guy?
So he is from The Bear.
Yeah, the
He was
Bear.
also
You've seen that
on The
show
Punisher.
on Hulu?
Yeah, amazing show.
Yeah, he's really good.
Fantastic. He is excellent. And they chose a Jewish actor to play a Jewish character, which I
Oh,
thought was
cool.
awesome.
Oh,
Mazel
yeah.
tov.
He is playing Ben Grimm, a.k.a. The Thing.
Yeah.
No, he will not be played by The Rock.
I would think that was obvious casting. A rock creature played
As
by The Rock.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That makes
sense.
sense.
So and then, like, he has the right personality for it, and I think it's going to be great.
So
I love
is
how
it-
they had that little picture of him in the back, so
Yeah.
you could see his human form. He's a
Is it
rock
gonna
form
is it
now.
gonna be a makeup job then, not a
That's
CGI?
a very good question.
We don't
This is
know
all
yet.
we know. This
Yeah, this is
poster
all we
is all
have.
we know.
Okay.
It could be a mix of practical effects.
I'm assuming
and
it's
CGI.
going to be something like the Hulk, whatever they use for the Hulk.
Oh, were they kind of like?
They're going to motion
CG
capture
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm willing to bet they're going to do some prosthetic work for things like, for example,
Like the Groot?
yeah, and like Bucky's arm, like that's practical, but they
Oh,
also add
yeah.
CGI to make it more fluid.
Yeah.
You know, that's what my guess will be.
And so who's the
and
guy that's
lastly,
sitting
we
on the
have
chair
Joseph
so
Quinn.
sexily?
So cool.
Who is Eddie from Stranger Things, and he's in the
Stranger
upcoming A
Oh.
Quiet Place Day One. Yep, and he will be playing Human Torch, Johnny Storm.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, and he's, I mean, he was a popular pick as well because we've been fan casting for this for a long time, so it's been really
Again,
cool to see
yeah.
some of these people actually become their characters.
Fans have really wanted a good Fantastic Four
Yeah.
movie out there. Like it's the elements are there. It's just there hasn't been a director or studio that has been able to pull it off.
Who is
And that's
directing
why-
this? Do you guys know?
The director of the Spider-Man movies, the
Sam
MCU
Raimi?
Spider-Man movies.
Oh.
The newer ones.
I'm totally blanking on his name. The MCU Spider-Man movies.
I have no idea who directed the MCU Spider-Man movies.
What's his name?
Josh Groban.
Yeah, I mean, you can look it up.
Okay.
So what's
so-
and in addition? Oh,
I was just gonna say.
Yeah.
So back to that picture.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you. caught
yes.
this.
Okay, this is exactly where I was going.
So
So that's
the magazine.
So, as we're talking about, we're bringing this into the MCU world. How? Are they just going to be showing up right now? Are they connected to this bigger world? Are they bottled between all this additional
'Cause
baggage?
people are gonna ask, where the fuck was the Fantastic Four during the whole Avengers saga
exactly.
situation?
And if we see from the artwork, it's very vintage.
They were
and
partying.
we look closer at the magazine
are
that the
partying.
thing is reading. It says 1977 on it,
Also,
So-
going
and the
back in time?
costumes are very reminiscent of that era as well.
So it actually doesn't
thank
say
you for the zoom in.
1977. So what it is no.
It does say 1977.
Hold on, guys. Just let me finish.
Okay.
Someone was able to Google search, and that exact cover is actually of the Time magazine. That's why it looks like 1977. No magazine would have the year it's published on the cover like
Well,
that.
I mean, I figured it was a fake magazine.
No, it says Time, and that cover is
that
an
cover
actual
is from-
cover of a president. It's Richard Nixon sitting at the desk.
Oh, I thought it was Magneto.
Not Richard Nixon, maybe it's John F. Kennedy, but the year is 1963. The year that
John
actual
Watts
magazine,
was the director, brother. Sorry.
the year that actual magazine came out was 1963, and that artwork is
Oh.
very reminiscent of the 1960s.
Mm-hmm.
It's not 1970s or 1980s or 70s. So no, you're not gonna put it up that way, man. Yeah. It's gonna be hard for you.
Type
to find it
in
that way.
Marvel afterwards. See what happens. Out of curiosity.
So anyway, what I'm trying to
That's
tell
the
you
point.
is that based on that picture,
Yes.
it looks like this movie is going to take place in the 1960s, which now my theory would be that whatever happens in this movie, it's going to end with them being time displaced. Reed Richards, who's known for creating these amazing technologies that can portal you and time travel you and teleport you, I'm almost positive.
Oh, yeah.
You heard it here first.
I'm calling it now.
That this
The
movie
negative
is going
zone.
to end. It's going to take place in the 1960s, which would explain why you don't hear about the Fantastic Four in the modern Marvel
Where they've
movies.
been.
And it ends with them disappearing into a void, only for them to come out again in 2024 post Avengers Thanos Endgame universe. And they're like, what's going on? That's where. So part one is going to be the introduction of these characters in the 1960s, a world-changing event, and that's going to end with them being teleported or sucked into a black hole or what have you.
Suspended animation.
And then that's how
Something.
they're going to bring them back into current world. That you heard it here first.
This is
I'm-
Morons Mince movies exclusive.
This is a Morons Mince movie.
My
exclusive.
theory is going to be the moon landing gone wrong.
Oh,
And then
shit.
them being time displaced.
And then
Yeah.
yeah. See,
Alright.
But then how come nobody talked about the moon landing going wrong in the
Because
other
it's a
one?
cover up.
Obviously, Sam.
Okay, I see. All right.
Anyway,
all right.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean
you heard
that's
it
our
here.
thoughts. Yeah, I was really excited to talk about it. Thank you so much for gracing me with this opportunity.
You know, we talked more about it than I thought I was going to. When you suggested this topic, I was like, I have nothing to say.
But you remember those movies.
But
and you
whatever,
were curious.
let's do it.
Thanks,
sure.
man. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
It's gonna be interesting where this goes.
100%. And on my and it comes out July 2025.
So mark your calendars, everybody.
Yes, my calendar's already marked. Interestingly enough, the only casting we do not have, we can see Herbie, their little robot companion, on the far left. So his voice role is
Obviously.
still left up in the air.
And Dr. Doom.
Dr. Doom.
Dr. Doom, man.
So, I mean, I'm still hoping it'll be Cillian Murphy. That's my personal fan cast.
Cillian
I don't
Murphy.
think so.
Fuck
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
He'd be
Cillian Murphy wouldn't do
magnificent.
it. No.
I don't think he would necessarily
He
would,
wouldn't.
but he'd be
Mm-mm.
amazing. Either that or Henry Cavill.
Josh Hamm. John Hamm.
Oh, John Hamm? Okay.
John Hamm.
Yeah, Marvel's been circulating him for a while.
Yeah.
right.
But yeah.
Okay,
Circle.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, if you like this video,
Yeah, what do
please
you
give
think
us
about the cast?
Yes.
Please say this.
Comment.
And my last thing. Sorry, last thing. So interestingly enough, fuck you. Vanessa Kirby and Joseph Quinn are both British. So my thing has always
Oh,
been.
eh?
So fuck you. So
Putting the strip on the Bobby. I'm sorry, that's just what I think of when I say English.
like my thing is about with ethnicities and people always trying to. It seems like trying to just shove things in for quotas.
Yeah.
There's more white people than just Americans and Russians, and that's all the MCU has provided us with in terms of white people. Think about it. That's all
Doctor
they've given
Strange
us.
is British, no?
The character is American.
Oh, the characters.
I have not thought about that
I
at all.
have.
Mary Poppins.
So what's a great
Mary
way?
Poppins was British.
She was not in the MCU.
Yeah, she was definitely in the
What?
MCU.
Unless she was Yondu.
That's what I was thinking about.
There's no way
what I was
she
thinking
wasn't flying in that umbrella without some superpowers,
Right.
man.
Yeah, she was in the Last
She had
Jedi
the
though.
Infinity Stone.
A spoonful
So
of sugar.
you could just make them
Cocaine.
stay British, and that's a different ethnicity
Is that what they're doing?
or background. I mean, that's what I'm
doing.
hoping they do. Honestly,
Imagine they come out there having like a Mexican accent. like, ¿qué onda, vato? Hey, somos los cuatro fantásticos.
hey, la cosa.
All right, you've heard enough of this
La
episode,
cosa.
everyone. Thank you for joining. Make sure to subscribe. Sam,
us-
end
yes.
this. End
Give
this
us a
episode.
fantastic like and a fantastic comment.
Chido, vato.
As always.
Have a fantastic night.